Uh-oh. Oh! Hello, this is Dave from ERC, and we're getting ready to fly the DragonFly right here. This is from Joyceway. That's the manufacturer. And I've taken a little time to go ahead and fill in these holes right here. There was a couple little weep holes on the bottom, and Ghost Rider FPV, thanks to him for mentioning that. I didn't even notice it, but I went ahead and filled in those weep holes at the end of the spar so water doesn't get in there. And I think for this flight, I won't look like this when I'm actually flying it, but what I'll actually look like is I'll probably have my glasses on so I can see the plane better. And of course I'll have my hat on because I've got to have my hat cam right here. Now this is the Firefly 8 SE. It has like a 90-degree field of view, takes a nice picture, brings things in a little closer than some hat cams. So that's what I'll be using, and even though you won't see me in the video, this is what I'll look like. The battery I'm going to be using is going to be a 1300 milliamp hour 3-cell, and it's a graphene battery. Now on the bottom, the CG is actually right behind the step right here, in case anyone was wondering about the CG. And so you can balance it right there basically at the step. Alright, getting ready to fly the DragonFly. Very similar to the HobbyKing Skipper. Maiden flight. Don't know what it's going to do. Okay, so what I'm actually going to be testing is the takeoff to see if it lifts off the water smoothly. And the reason is, this plane here, which is the identical mold, but it's actually called the HobbyKing Skipper, had some trouble. I crushed the nose and had to rebuild it, and I just think all the glue and everything that was on here, and maybe the different contortion of the nose, the way I put it back together, causes it to kind of just pop off the water instead of taking a smooth takeoff. So I want to find out if the DragonFly does better than that particular plane, because it's the same body, but it's not damaged this time. I have all the same lamination on the bottom. It's been laminated with 1.7 mil lamination film. Everything's identical, has the same receiver and setup. So that's what I'm looking for when I try it. A little reactive to the sticks here. I probably could use a little less travel, but it seems to be working. So I think it did much better in comparison to the Skipper. It didn't stick when it came off the water, and I think that's just because the nose is shaped right and it's lighter in the nose without all the glue that I had from the Skipper. It was a little bit reactive to the control sticks, even though I have a lot of expo. So I'm thinking either I need to adjust the travel, or maybe just change the position of the holes on these horns right here to give it more control from the servo. So that's a possibility for next year. Also, I noticed I didn't laminate these floats on the end of the wings. I probably should have done that because they got a little bit skipped up. Okay, next clip. I don't know, I don't think I'm going to be able to land from left to right. There's too much wind. Actually died down just then. Maybe I can do it. I've got the throttle off now. It wants to land into the wind. So, yep, there we go. Alright, got it back anyway. So you'll notice there I had to land into the wind because when I tried to go downwind, it just wasn't able to land properly. It started to become unstable, rock around, so I actually had to turn back into the wind. I think that's about all you can do on a windy day. I wanted to land next to the dock, but I wasn't able to come over the dock and then land right in front of me like I am sometimes. And also, I noticed that the lid had come off, and it turned out this magnet right here had come unglued. Apparently they just glue it right onto the paint, or the body's painted before they glue it down, and the paint wasn't enough to hold it, and it just came right up. So I did a little on-site repair coming up next. Yeah, it looks like that lid's loose. It came that way. It's a different company than the Skipper.
Oh, okay.
It's not HobbyKing. It's a different brand. I lost the magnet that was supposed to be right in here, and now the lid won't stay on, so I don't know what I'm going to do.
I like that color, Dave.
Thank you.
I love that color.
It came that way.
Orange is my favorite color anyway.
It's easy to see.
Yeah.
Maybe it's on here, actually. You know what? I think it's right here. Yep, there it is. Okay, I'm going to have to get with somebody that's got some glue. Oh, I'm going to need a little bit of glue, because look,
Get that bag out there.
look at this. Here's some Gorilla Glue. That might work since it's wet. Just get a little of this water and put it in there. Then put a dab of that in there. A little dab'll do ya. Thanks for the glue. I'll just put it right there and let it dry. Or cure. Yeah, I can already see the Gorilla Glue starting to bubble up, so I need to get something to wipe that off. Yeah, just wipe that off right there. Okay, I'll continue with that, and maybe we'll fly it again in a little bit. Okay, next trying another smooth takeoff, and I call this one The Wind Did It. All right, we'll try it again. I glued that magnet on there. All right, ready for launch. Hope it doesn't go into the dock. That was pretty touch and go. Did they look scared?
Just the wind.
It was just the wind did it, yeah. The wind did it. Okay, slow motion of that coming up next. And the reason I had to pull up like that was because I was afraid it was going to hit the dock. That was pretty obvious. I really don't know how close I was to the dock, but I didn't want to take a chance. That was pretty touch and go. It wasn't intentional that I popped it up off the water. It was just, I was afraid it was going into the dock. So that wasn't a very good test. Bring it around here again. Uh-oh. Oh, well, at least it stuck the landing.
That's a good sight.
And I didn't run into the boardwalk. Okay, let's try again and see if we can get that smooth landing. All right.
Punch it, Dave, punch it.
See that rudder just...
Not doing much good right now, is it?
You got to go really slow for the rudder to do anything. But I think I can get it around there now with the wind. The wind's going to blow it back.
Are you going to try to take it back up, or you bring
Oh,
it
yeah.
down? Oh, okay.
That's a better takeoff. That was more smooth. That's coming around. Little flyby. Woo!
Did that thing come that color, Dave?
Yeah, it's not from HobbyKing.
Where's it from?
Radiosailing.com or radiosailing.net.
Maybe you can send me the link.
They don't have any of them right
Ain't got
now.
no more?
No, when I go to the link it says 404 era. The site is still there, but that page where it was on is gone. As soon as they get them in, they get sold out immediately. But I'll send you the link, and you can keep an eye on it.
That's just like a Patrick. What's the name of them planes that you built from a kid?
Oh, Polaris.
Polaris.
Polaris, yeah.
I can't remember nothing.
Similar to the Polaris,
It's like a
yeah.
Polaris.
Yeah, I tried to buy one, and they don't make them anymore. So my landings were a little splashy because I didn't keep the throttle on. I should have kept some throttle on so that it didn't just dip into the water at the end. But that was my mistake, and sometimes I forget to do that in the heat of the action. Okay, a couple notes here. You can get this thing, and a lot of people were really admiring it and talking about it. You saw in the video, they love the orange color. They just like the way it flies, the way it looks. And I told them you can get it at radiosailing.net, but unfortunately they're out of stock right now that I know of. So I'll put the link under the video to radiosailing.net. I don't know if it'll help, but you can look around, see if you can find it at other places. It's called the Joy's Way DragonFly, and I think it's the V2, but don't worry about the V2 part because I think there's only one out there. So you can look for that if it's out of stock on radiosailing.net.
Is it your first flight off the water with that one?
Yeah, that was the second one. I flew in earlier, but yeah, this is the Maiden today.
Yeah.
And but it's the same as the Skipper, which I've flown many times, and you can see I'm still not good at it.
Yeah, I was watching your video when you got that one.
I'll put this one up probably Wednesday. I'll put a video up on this. If you got any good pictures of it, let me know.
I will.
So thanks for watching, and a couple other notes is I've talked in previous videos about using well, I think it was actually during my lamination video of the plane. I talked about using a simulator to practice up before you do any flying, because in RC that makes all the difference using a simulator. Well, it just so happened that one of my viewers saw me say that, or heard me say that. His name is Ray Witzak. I hope I have that name right. And he recommended FMS, which is a Flying Model Simulator. That's actually the name, Flying Model Simulator, FMS. And it's a free piece of software that you can get. Anyone can use it to practice your skills and get ready to fly these RC planes, because if they ever hit something, they just destroys them. So you got to be careful, and putting in maybe 1,000 hours with a simulator, I know that sounds ridiculous, but if you put in 1,000 hours, you'll build up that muscle memory so that you know which way to move the sticks automatically when the plane's going away from you and when it's going toward you. And that'll get you in shape, and you'll be ready for the orientation change when the plane turns around and comes at you, because that's the worst thing about RC. You got to learn that and get your muscle memory down. Okay, we'll see you later. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to. Bye-bye. Dave signing out. All right. Oh, she's not in here no more. All right, well,